Hey guys, this is Callum from EnglishShooting and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back also to the Bluefield Sports range, and we're here on the 100-yard mark because we've been doing some filming for Gunroom TV on the Form Rifle Stock's Crusader TAC, which is an upgraded stock for the Remington 700. There are other rifles that it does fit. If you want to learn more about this stock, head over to Gunroom TV to watch the full first look video. But what I'm more interested in is actually the scope, because you'll all know I'm a huge fan of Vortex. I've owned a number of their optics over the past few years, but when it comes down to their Viper range, it can get quite confusing of which one is suited to what, and trying to make a decision for yourself can be a pretty involved process. So I've made a load of notes, because there's no way I was going to do this video otherwise, to hopefully give you a bit more information so that you can make the decision for yourself on what Viper variant is going to be best for the budget you have, but also the type of shooting that you're going to be doing. So I get this scope here confused with what I used to own, and on my Remington 700 when I had it, I had the Vortex Viper 6-24 by 50 PST, and it was the Gen 1. There is of course now the Gen 2 Viper PST, but this is actually the Viper HST, and the HST is a combination between the PST and the HS. Are you keeping up? Because it gets even more confusing. As well as the HS and HST, there's the HSLR and then also the basic Viper model. So why all the different models? Well, going through what all the acronyms mean, the HS is the hunting shooting, the HST is the hunting shooting tactical, and the PST is the precision shooting tactical. So as you can see, the HS is for hunting, the PST is mainly for long range tactical shooting, and then the HST gives you a bit of a go-between. The HSLR is a long range variant of the HS as well, but the features do vary between them. Starting at the bottom of the range, you have the basic Viper. The one that I've picked to compare to all of the scopes that I'm going to talk about is a 6.5 to 20 by 50, and it retails for around £445, so the cheapest Viper that you can go out and buy in that sort of magnification range. Now, looking at the differences, it's very hard to see how a standard Viper differs from an HS. There are of course different reticles available, and the aesthetic is certainly different. I personally prefer the HS look over the Viper, and of course you actually get a increased magnification going up to the 20 times versus a comparable for the same price of 4 to 16 for an HS, which will start around the £500 mark for that level of magnification. The biggest difference from the HS and Viper to any of the other models are the turrets. So both the HS and the Viper, the base Viper, have enclosed turrets, so you're not going to be able to on the fly quickly make windage and elevation adjustments. They both also feature a side focus wheel, so again for hunting, using the focus wheel for ranging is going to be an advantage. Again, something you're not necessarily going to need, say for tactical, practical shooting. The HSLR, the long range, so they've made one big change here, and that is going to be the exposed elevation turret. So going out to longer distances, you're going to be wanting to adjust the elevation on the fly, and the LR gives you that exposed turret so that you can make those fine adjustments, but the windage is still enclosed. Again, there are different reticles available. This may actually be one of the biggest deciding factors for you, the choice of reticle available for each model. So moving from the HSLR, you've then got the HST, which is what I've got here in front of me. You can see that it has both the windage and elevation exposed turret. So again, that's one of the main differentials. But then you're thinking, okay, well, you've got the exposed turrets, what makes it different to the PST? The PST is an increase in quality on the glass. Whilst they all have the XD and XR lenses and coatings in the full Viper range, the PST does have an etched reticle, meaning that you can get finer detail in the glass and in the reticle, which again, for long range precision shooting, not so much hunting, is going to be a big benefit. With the HST here, you still have the side focus wheel, which you will lose on the PST, but for what you lose, you end up gaining the illuminated reticle. So the side focus side wheel is replaced by your illumination knob, and you usually have 1 to 10 settings. Something to consider whether you're going to need illumination. If you're not, if you can get by without it, then the HST is probably going to trump it over the PST for you. But saying that, with hunting, going out in low light conditions, the illuminated reticle may come in handy. So funny enough, a hunting scope that is designed for hunting may be pipped by something that is going to be more practical. The price differences as well, again, something to consider, because there's quite a range. Now, I've tried to pick similar spec'd scopes between all of the different models, but the PST in a 5 to 25 by 50 is going to set you back around £930, whereas an HST 6 to 24 by 50 is down at £600. So considering that you're gaining that illuminated reticle and the improved detail on the reticle, it's going to set you back over £300. So you really do want to consider whether that is necessary or whether you can get by without it and save some money. After the £600 mark, all of the other models are roughly in the same ballpark. You've got the HSLR 4 to 16 by 50, which is around £575, the HS 4 to 16 by 50, which is around £500, and as I've said, the Viper coming in at the bottom, the 6.5 to 20 by 50, coming in at around £445. So, have you stayed with me with that? There's a lot of information. It can be quite tricky, as I've said, and we were having a little bit of a laugh before doing this video that perhaps this is the Vortex marketing ploy to confuse you so much that you just end up going for the top spec and not worrying about it. Really, the biggest differences that you're going to have to be concerned with are whether or not you need a side focus wheel, whether or not you're going to need an illuminated reticle, or whether or not you're going to need exposed turrets. And between the whole Viper range, you're going to have a scope that fits into all of those potential needs. Again, if you just want to not worry about it and spend the money, I would say get a PST. I have put a few shots through this scope. Again, the reticle is different, and I would say that compared to the Gen 1 PST that I used to have, they're pretty much identical. Comparing this HST Gen 1 to the new Gen 2 PST, I would say that the PST is a lot clearer, but what I believe is that the Gen 2 PST actually has the Razer HD Gen 1 glass inside of it, which is a big step up. That might be justifying why the Gen 2 PST is over £300 more than this Gen 1 HST. There we go, guys. That's pretty much all of the differences and all of the variations that I could find. Apart from that, they do look absolutely identical because they all have the 30mm tube, they all have the black aesthetic, and are all Vortex. The biggest differences aesthetically you're going to notice is, of course, the turrets. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope that you found it useful and informative. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed for future videos. And as always, guys, I hope to see you soon.